Everybody, this is episode 2 of the Jeep Life, and today I'm going to show you my setup, and it's going to be really sweet. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it in one take instead of hitting the pause button. I can pause it and start over and make new clips, but we'll just go straight through. So, let's see, can I flip the camera around? No, we're stuck in selfie mode. That's okay, I'm alright with that. So, first off, here we go. This is my Jeep, alright? I have a 2005, actually, should I be giving the details of my car away? Sure, why not? A 2005 Jeep Liberty Renegade, okay? There is a bike on the top that will actually stay there. By the way, I've been living in my car for 2 years now. Almost 2 years, it'll be 2 years in March. And I'm for real about that. So anyway, this is my bike. It is locked in to this, I don't even know if you can call this a bike rack. It's not a bike rack. It's meant to hold other things properly, and I have improperly strapped this bike on top of this car. You know, this thing's become kind of a beater, so I don't really mind if it gets too many scratches or whatever, but it stays locked in because of this lock right here. And it worked out kind of perfect because I really wanted to keep my bike and didn't have the money for a bike rack or anything at the time, so I got really lucky figuring out some way to configure this thing to work. Now, inside the car, it's a little bit chilly outside, so I'm gonna close the door here, but I'm inside the back seat of the car. This is really funny, but only in the last like 2 weeks have I figured out to fold up the back seat and sit in the back. Like, it's amazing. Like, I have an entire desk and working room here. You know, in the back seat between here and the passenger seat, about right here. And when you're living in the back of your car, having as many different configurations as possible is a really important thing, because you need to allow your body to you know, for your circulation to flow in a whole lot of different ways, to essentially simulate the free movement that you would get from living in a house or any kind of, you know, any kind of abode, clay abode, igloo, whatever your choice is, you know, and whatever that open space is, essentially. So, let's see, I'm in the back. The back seat is currently folded up. If I wanted to make a bed, I'll literally just pull this thing down, okay? I pull it down. I'm not going to do it right now, but it's really simple. I can show you the contents of my bed. Let's do that. So our first layer is memory foam, and then we've got, let's see, so memory foam. Then we've got this kind of blanket right here. And then, let's see, what else? Hold on. This is all kind of stuffed in here for now. So we'll just move it around a little bit, see if we can get a clear shot of it. So, got this blanket. Yeah, this thing is out of place, blah, blah, blah. There's just blankets everywhere. I don't really care. All right, cool. So, but it's, okay. So it's really important to show the kind of insulation that's been created. I've specifically designed this bed to create a good insulated layer between me and the rest of the car, because when it gets cold outside, the bottom of the car, like where you would normally be sleeping on, it gets cold, you know. So basically, I've got memory foam, then I have this sort of thin blanket right here, which is more just to I don't know, kind of cover up the memory foam. I've got a thick, what do you call it? Well, actually, I think that's the top layer. So, where are my layers at? Goodness. Okay. Well, all right. So instead of trying to do that part, we'll just say what I've got. All right. It's a memory foam on the bottom. Got a thin, kind of wool blanket, and then that's followed by I believe a sleeping bag, and then another blanket, which is like a woven kind of thing. And then on top of that, I've got um, a thick like comforter, and then a sheet on top of that, and that creates an insulated layer between me and the rest of the car. The reason this is important is because I regularly sleep in this thing when it is between 10 and 20 degrees outside. Sometimes without any heat on, oftentimes without the heat on. You know, and last year, actually, I had to sleep in the winter in 8-degree weather with no heat at all because my blower motor was out, and I didn't know what a blower motor was. Geez, I need to speed this thing along. We're already five and a half minutes in. So let's keep going. So, all right. Next cool thing is this. This is a power inverter. All right. Power inverter. I have it connected with 2 wires here to my cigarette lighter, which is up here. I actually unplugged the cigarette lighter and connected the power inverter directly to avoid any of the avoid burning out my cigarette lighter, which I already did. So that was essentially the fix to that. So that's really nice because ow, I totally hit my knee on the seatbelt. That's one thing that happens sometimes. Ugh. All right. But this is nice. You know, I've got power. I can power my cell phone, laptop. This connects to a Wi-Fi hotspot. So one thing you want to know, if you're living in your car, you can get very, very discounted Wi-Fi through an organization called PCs for People, okay? I pay $40 every 3 months. $40 every 3 months for unlimited, fast, like 4G LTE internet, okay? Unlimited. This thing is my Wi-Fi hotspot right here. And I got it through them, and it is a truly amazing service. It allows me to do YouTube videos in the back of my car. Let's see. So here's where all my clothes are hung. I've got my clothes up here. I've also got a light, which I can hang from pretty much anywhere. If I want to hang it from here, put it on a clothes hanger like this, I can do that, and hang it from this little thing, which is actually a curtain. I have a curtain on a curtain rod, so I can close it, you know, sort of strap it behind here. And I've got a closed off area in the back of my car where nobody can see me, okay? Another part of that, so let's talk about this, okay? All of this right here, this is blackout right here. I have purposefully blacked out part of the windows so that I will mostly be unseen back here. So this is all blacked out, and then I've got this window blacked out, and I've got that window blacked out. The 2 back windows right here are tinted enough to where you actually can't see inside of them unless you are literally looking. Your face has got to be right here to see inside. So it's nice because I can see outside of them just fine. And it gives me a safe protective layer between me and the rest of the world where I can see them and they can't see me. And I want to tell you guys a story real quick about why this is important, okay? Like I said, I've been living in here for 2 years, so I've got some experience doing this. One time I was in a parking lot, just being an idiot, parking by myself, not around other cars, not around other people, just by myself in this empty parking lot, okay? About 11:30 at night, maybe on a Saturday. And there's this Asian guy, all right? The tall, skinny Asian guy, really random, comes up to my car and knocks on my window, and I don't know, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was acting like a thug, and he's like, yo, this is the real deal, right? Approaching my car, and I look out the window, and he pulls what looks like a gun from out of his crotch area. I'm pretty sure he was waving a gun around, Okay. I mean, that he was absolutely intending to look like he was waving a gun around. It's very possible that he did have a gun. I feel confident to say that he had a gun. Okay. And he's knocking on my car and just trying to intimidate me, or I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he might be trying to jack me or something. He's drunk too. He's very drunk, stumbling around by himself, me and just this other guy in a big abandoned parking lot, right? I freak out, okay? I jump in the back and I don't do anything. I stalled the guy out, okay? Because he couldn't see in my car, but I could see him. And that allowed me to play a psychological game with the guy because he didn't know what was going on, but I did. So I could adjust myself accordingly. I waited for 5 minutes, and he went and sat down on a curb at some point, right? While he wasn't paying attention, started my car, jumped in the back, let the car run. He tried to knock on my window again one more time. and you know, mind you, I'm telling you, this guy is drunk and out of his mind. He was acting like a thug, real stumbly, just the kind of situation you don't want to be in at all. You know, especially when he's like waving a gun around and stuff, that's not cool. So I wait for him to walk away. He finally like walks away, right? Because I just stall the guy out. The second he walks away, I drive off. So it's really important to have an area in the back of your car where nobody can see you, you know? Because it gives you protection. That is an important protective thing. So let's talk about what this is. This stuff right here. Man, I almost need to make like separate videos for these things because there's so much that I've done with this thing, all right? This stuff right here is the stuff you can get from an auto parts store. You literally just spray it on your windows, right? And whenever you want to get rid of it, you can peel off. You can actually peel it off. See how I've made a circle right here? I can actually look through the circle, you know? And I've got 3 of those in the back one. But you can peel off the whole thing if you want to, or just peel off parts of it, but it will keep this whole thing opaque. Let's keep going. All right, so we've talked about visibility, no visibility, right? Good thing. Let's see, there's my laptop. What else do I have? All right, let's talk about the urination situation. So, voila, all right? This is how I go to the bathroom. Yes, I pee in bottles, okay? And whether I'm drinking water or soda or whatever it is, I usually pee in bottles. I've been peeing in bottles for about 2 years now. And, you know, it's really important to keep these in a safe place so they don't explode. I've never had that happen in all of 2 years, thank God. Because they really tend to smell a lot. So it's biohazardous material, and you dump that out in a dumpster every so often. That's how that works. If I have to, you know, go number 2, either, you know, I mean, I'll about 99% of the time, 99% of the time, I'll go to a restaurant or to McDonald's or something like that. Okay. Now, there is a 1% out there, and I will say I have pooped outside twice in the last 2 years. No, sorry, 3 times. Yeah. And that was pretty much, you know, most of the time in the middle of the night or something like that where no one could see me, and I was out in the middle of nowhere, and there was a lot of grass. And so, yeah, that's how that went.